had a couple days off over the weekend. The guys finished finals. A bunch of them graduated, which was really cool. Celebrating that. I know had some families in town too. So getting back to work now the next 5 days, including today. Real strong emphasis on Michigan and the bowl game, of course. So excited for that. There'll be a 2-day period there, Christmas included, where they get a chance to get back home real quick, and then the 26th we'll be back at it and heading down after a practice to down to Tampa. So one thing just with the bowl game, Malachi Moore, he's been going through an injury pretty much a lot of the season, and just got to the point where he wasn't going to be able to play. So just kind of putting that out there. He's having surgery actually today. He wanted to do everything he could to get out there, was trying to find every, trying to wait it out to see if it could possibly be something he's able to participate in. But just, probably the biggest thing I'll say is he just grinded through the year with it. It's not something recent. It's been something that's been ongoing, and, maybe some of you kind of saw or felt something like that, but just hats off to, how much he loves this place, how bad he wanted to be out there on the field each and every Saturday, and even how bad he wanted to be out there with these guys and finish it off in his career for the bowl game. So, unfortunately, we're not having, but love that kid to death. He's got a bright future in everything he does. So, just poured a lot in this place, a lot of passion, a lot of want to, a lot of desire. A lot of things that I know the rest of our team really took from him and learned along the way. Questions?
What stands out about Kelby Collins, having a guy like that?
Yeah, versatility, just, a guy that can come in and do a lot of different things, just add to a group that I think, has good numbers, good competition, but he's got his kind of niche too, outside, inside, can do a little bit of both, help add to what we want to be better at, getting to the quarterback in different ways.
What was the 24 hours like with, Jaylen Mbakwe entering the transfer portal and announcing coming back? What was that like for you? What were conversations like with Jaylen?
Yeah, I mean, his conversation with me is that he wanted to come back. Really, it's not that complicated. First of all, I mean, the kid loves this place, and he's a great teammate. Works extremely hard. Obviously, we see what he is on the field. He's extremely versatile. We see him play defense. We see him do the things with the ball in his hands in a punt returner situation. So, and just I think that some guys just as they go through it, realize really what they want, and we just are in the world right now where that's what it is. So. Man, we're excited that he wanted to be here with us, and back out there going to work today. So,
what's your approach on integrating the new recruits who are already enrolled and can participate in the bowl practices?
Yeah, we have a few here already, that are with us that were out there today. It's exciting to see them and get a feel for them before we get into the off season, and so I know it's a great time for them too. They're fired up to be here. So yeah, we're incorporating them as they come in, and it's not just they're all here at one day. Just depending on their end of it, usually is when we'll incorporate them being part of our team. So it's exciting to have them here, learning a few things. Maybe that will carry over to when we get to be able to hit the field next spring.
You mentioned Bach's playmaking ability. Is there any thoughts maybe using him on offense, and especially in the bowl game when you're so limited?
Yeah, we certainly are short there at wide receiver with injuries and some guys that entered the portal. So yeah, I mean, it's always been that way where we've been open to what he can bring to the table. I think as a freshman coming in, you're really trying to focus on doing one thing well. But this is certainly a time where we can look into that and figure that out. So he's again super talented. I think the one thing that sticks out with me when I talk about, you asked about punt return or reference that, and I did too. A lot of guys, especially defensive guys, I know for me, the trust of putting the ball in their hands on a punt return, which is a lot of people running at you, making people miss, a lot of people converging on you all at once. Never really have felt, concerned about his ball security, right? Let's all knock on wood together on that one, okay? But he he just got that trust factor that you have with him, and that goes back to his high school days. And, so you're always looking at guys that can help you in the football field one way or another.
What's this experience with the transfer portal been like for you over the last, 10 days or so?
Yeah, it's just day to day. I mean, it's the world we live in. And, obviously the practice is even different, just with less guys and depth at some places like normal and other places where you got to mix and match groups. So it's just, it's the world we're in. You got to adjust. And, the relationships, I think I've heard got to re-recruit your team and things like that. To me, you're recruiting your team all year long, and you're doing it through building relationships. And so you get to this point, there's conversations. I have nothing but, respect and wish the best to the guys that are moving on. When I say I love being around our kids and that they gave us everything they had, I really mean that. And so, you want, and I know part of my philosophy is I want the place I'm at here to always be the place that they have a great experience, but not every place is a perfect fit, for everyone. And once you get there, sometimes you realize that. So you just got to keep rolling with it. And, I appreciate our staff for just staying the course, having built those relationships along with myself. And we go deep on that, not just the position coaches, but all coaches and even off the field staff. They've really done a good job to where I feel good about, who we have here, and we're focused on them and looking forward to finishing out the next 13 days or so. With the group we have, and then turning around and building the roster for next year.
With Damon Payne going to Michigan, is there any kind of concern that maybe, you guys got to change up your calls, or that any of those secrets will be shared?
Yeah, I mean, I think you always are thinking about that. That happens a lot, and whether it's coaches or players, but it's just, we'll certainly take that into consideration.
With our receivers, do you expect them to have 4, and how do you manage that in practice?
Yeah, there's 4 scholarship guys. In practice, there's more guys that can be involved, and we just got to keep bringing more guys along with understanding the offense on a level to where they can step on the football field, and help us if needed.
Kind of like Danny Lewis to, enter the portal, come back. I mean, how have you seen him grow in your time here, as well as what could his role be for you guys?
Yeah, we graduated a lot of snaps at tight end with CJ and Robbie, and so the opportunity is really strong here, for the tight end position, and he certainly being an upperclassman, I think he understood that and kind of processed that a little bit more, part of the reason, actually the reason why I think he really decided to come back, and he's got a skill set. I think when you take the size also added into it, some range, we just got to keep developing. And I do feel like, if there's probably 10 or 15 kids that have really developed and come along a long way since the first day we stepped on a field this spring, he'd certainly be one of them. And so more reps is going to be something that just helps him, become a better football player. So, he's pouring into that right now.
Justice in the portal, how excited are you and the staff to see what Richard Young can do, and what do you believe his impact will be on this ballgame?
Yeah. I mean, Rich will, be ready to go just like he always is, and he's a strong running back, does a lot of things. We'll be excited, to have all of those guys, be incorporated into the game plan. Everyone else just, when they have someone leave at their position, more opportunities that you can take advantage of. So, yeah, certainly excited to have Rich highlighted more, with more opportunities in practice and game to show everyone what he can do.
Malachi, who are some of the guys that you've seen step up in that safety room and kind of prepare like they're going to be starting on against?
Yeah, it'll be kind of mix and match. I mean, this is just literally kind of here in the last. I mean, it's not like we've had a week or two to think this through and work through it. So, but it'll be young guys. There's been some moving pieces that will probably I can expand on more probably as we talk here in the week ahead. We moved Zay Mincy as someone probably you're not even thinking about much, but a guy that has been moved to safety going back to the mid-season. And, I think he's going to be a guy down the road that is, someone who will be counting on. And he's getting more opportunities to get those reps out there. I could go on, there's more guys as well. So exactly who that will be and how that will play out, we're going to work through that here in the next week or two. Yeah, it's been huge. Malachi in that room, just the demeanor and the fight, the grit that he's played with, I know has spread through the rest of the room because the DB position as a whole was extremely young. You had these upper guys that you're talking about, these older guys, and then you had a lot of younger guys. And together they've really understood they need each other. One to learn from the older guys, and the other one's to have success on the field. So Keon's out here, today, just out there trying to mentor. He's anxious to come back and us have a really good season next year when he's a part of it again on the field. So he's doing everything he can to coach these guys up and take advantage of every minute yet we have here in the 2024 season.
Coach, what's the leadership been like and sort of the response from the guys that maybe we didn't get what we want? What have you seen on the practice field and just how fired up they are?
Yeah, it's extremely strong. I can't say enough about guys that whether they're captains, unity council, guys who are seniors and this is it, to guys that are probably leaning towards the NFL, and it says a lot about all of them wanting to come out and finish off strong. I think it goes back to them sticking it out and being the ones that stayed the course and believed in this place in the beginning back in January, and now them knowing that they need to finish what they started this season. That's a commitment you make when you're part of the football team here.
How much has a few weeks off helped Jayden Roberts?
Yeah, I think it's definitely something that's going to help him. A few weeks is better than nothing, and so you're out there today. Not as noticeable, I guess. Him bouncing around. He looked certainly better, and I think a lot of that will just be a full off season, to help him get really completely over the hump. But he's out there doing his thing, and you're never going to question the guy's effort. I can tell you that, his want to and his desire.
How much growth have you seen over the last 11 months from Austin Mack?
He's one of the hardest workers on the team. There's a lot of guys that pour a lot into it. He's doing stuff on his own pretty much every day, and you pick an early morning time when we don't have a practice. He's doing something in some facility in here. You bounce around and you all of a sudden hear a ball being thrown or someone moving. He's one of those guys. He's a gym rat, and he's really reps. Right, I've said it kind of a lot of different times in a lot of different ways, whether it's staff and us and our reps or players. Reps, really help you gain confidence because the preparation leads to that. And so he's really come a long way. It's fun seeing him, take advantage of this even the scout team reps he took, and just his ability to throw the ball where he wants it. And sometimes that's a great opportunity, because if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world, but you can keep honing in on your skills. So he did a lot this year to help those guys defensive with the defense, and now he's getting more and more reps. So I'm excited about his future for sure.
Are you okay with the calendar being how it is with portal kind of running as bowl prep, or how would you change it if it were up to you?
I think you're always going to continue to try to tweak, and that's our obligation to try to continue to communicate as coaches, as in this profession, to try to make it better. I don't know what the perfect answer is, because you think about semester start for next year, but there's now playoff games going on, and there's bowl prep, and what's the level of those bowls that are being played with less guys and a part of it. So I think there's always, whether they're unintended, maybe not, what those consequences are going to be when you change something, but there's always more other things that come along with it. So I know it's a topic, certainly us coaches in different circles continue to talk about and try to come up with some answers or better solutions. But yeah, it's certainly a lot to handle, but that's what we got, a staff that I feel really has experience, works together well, and so in the midst of it, I feel like we're handling it about as well as we possibly can. When you talk about a high school class, your own roster, some additions that you're looking to bring in while getting ready for another game, it's what we're here to do. You know, it's part of our job, and so don't really feel overwhelmed by it in any way. You just take each day and pour into it every way you can.
Kind of building off that, in the middle of bowl prep, how able are you to kind of be involved in the recruiting in the portal, or are you kind of relying on guys like Courtney to kind of help in that area?
Yeah, it's certainly a team effort across the board. There's a role, and everyone plays, and every guy, every situation is different, of course. You think it's your position coach and, coordinator. It's sometimes someone who the other side of the ball recruited 3 years ago, So every situation is different. It's got to be a team effort, on-field staff, off-the-field staff. It's all hands on deck always. And, that's how it's going to be, whether it's the portal or recruiting high school prospects. Thank you. Roll Tide.